All right, everybody, this is Frederick Jones, and this is the March Art Madness competition. This is the 2017 edition, and I'm the founder and publisher of Saturday AM, the digitally diverse Shonen manga anthology. We're really proud and excited for this event. It's been just an amazing ride since we launched it. We began this opportunity last year, and the general idea was to basically take a phenomenon that I saw happening relatively frequently, where we had creators from around the world on Facebook and Instagram doing these little art battles. And they weren't really, as open as it may seem, because it really was just like, this clique of artists versus this clique of artists. And so you had a bunch of people just kind of interacting with one another. But, by and large, it was just kind of a fascinating experience to see so many talented artists basically, having a chance to produce content and competing against each other. Me being someone who loves sports in particular, the idea of being able to do this on a bigger scale and being able to actually have real people pitting against each other, I found that to be too exciting to not pursue something like that. So we kicked off this March Art Madness last year. We took creators from around the world and had them compete against each other. And these represented artists from every country, from to South America, to countries in South America, the United States, Europe. And we gave away $50 as a grand prize to the winner of last year's competition. It was a young man named Miles O'Brien. This year, we wanted to do something much bigger. We've had tremendous success with Saturday AM, and we felt, why not actually make this a more ambitious competition, both in terms of the artistic challenges that we were pitting the artists against, as well as being able to then give away a prize that was really worthy of the effort to do this sort of competition. So this year's March Art Madness kicked off with over 50 people. We actually had scheduled 64, and we had a few people at the last one. We had over 150 applied. We pared it down to what we thought was the most consistent group. And even then, we had a few people who couldn't get their stuff in on time or failed to be able to make the first couple of procedural guidelines that every artist had to follow. So we started with about 50 plus artists, and we're just now in our second round, and we are have completed our second round, and we're now going to be revealing those votes for people. So with this year's competition, as I said, we wanted to make it a bit more ambitious in terms of the sort of things that we'd be doing with these creators. And in turn, one of the big things is that we decided to get a sponsor. So it's the first major advertising sponsor that we've gotten. The company is called PLASQ, and they are the makers of a really incredible suite of software. The software is called Comice Life, and their newest product in that group is called Comic Draw. And you can see here that the big grand prize we're giving away with this awesome little GIF file that we created from our designer, Elise, is we're giving away, if you enter our March Art Madness competition, we're giving away an Apple, and it's really quite extraordinary, an Apple iPad Pro with pencil. And I'll actually show you what that looks like here in a moment, so that everyone knows that we're serious. This isn't some game. Miles O'Brien got $50 last year, an actual certified check, and the winner of this contest will actually get an iPad Pro. We felt it was important to try to, again, raise the stakes of these sort of competitions, and we felt it was important to try and bring real visibility and excitement to what we think is a really cool idea of having artists who are going to draw, but to really pit them in a context where the artwork really matters. And it's not just about the talent level and about certain cliques of artists who, like to hang out with each other and stuff, but it's really about trying to bring together a variety of artists from around the world who can really compete and bring creativity and unique ideas to the table just as much as just bringing talent. So I think you'll see that in this second round, the experience was extraordinary, that we had some truly amazingly talented young people. I'll talk some more about our sponsor PLASQ here in a minute when I show off the iPad, but again, I want to just let you know that this is the live winner reveal video for March Art Madness. And of course, my name is Frederick Jones, and I'm the founder of Saturday AM, which is the creator and owner and sponsor, chief sponsor of this tournament. If you don't know what Saturday AM is, we are a digital manga magazine. We publish original intellectual property from creators from around the world. Our four most popular series are Apple Black from Nigerian artist and creator White Manga. He's also a partner in Saturday AM. Bully Eater from American writer and artist Raymond Brown, who's also a co-founder of Saturday AM. Saigami, the fantasy shonen shoujo hybrid from Hungarian creator Andrea Voros. She's also a co-founder in the company. And then myself, I've created several of our properties, but our biggest property certainly competes with Apple Black, is one of our most important and most popular is Clock Striker, starring an African-American female lead character. And that series, drawn by the amazing artist Rexy, is doing extremely well for us, and that is one of our core series as well. We have several other series. We publish well over a dozen properties, and all of them are housed within our digital magazine called Saturday AM. You can subscribe for just $5 a year and get 20 issues, or you can get an expanded subscription where you get more content, including our upcoming Saturday PM product, which will be a more adult fare for $25. So it's one of the best deals in comics, and we're really excited about the success that we've had, the fan base we've built around the world, and in turn, the amount of people who've come out to support us for endeavors like this March Art Madness tournament. This is our second year doing it. So what I want to do first and foremost is I want to scroll way down here, and I want to get to the round one, and I just want to kind of give you guys a heads up as to how we got here. So what we did was we started off initially by just taking our popular series, Bully Eater, Clock Striker, Saigami, and Apple Black, and we made teams around them, meaning that we took a random selection of the finalists for the competition and placed them into these teams. So the round one group for Bully Eater, for example, consisted of several creators. You can see here that in this particular case here, you had Toby Whaley. He won his match against Lance Joinville. Toby Whaley had a really fantastic piece here that was kind of a Osamu Tezuka retrospective of some of his most popular series, Blackjack and Astro Boy and Phoenix. So a really, really, really great entry from Toby Whaley, who also participated in our most recent test flight, which is the method that we use to discover new manga. In the second match in the Bully Eater group, you had Douglas Diamond versus Vinnie Sandins. Vinnie Sandins produced a really eye-popping image here of Natsu from Fairy Tail, and this won his match in round one. Dorian Douglas went up against Kimberly Hurd. He won his group with a really sleek Dragon Ball Z Goku image. Next up, we had Bianca Gonzalez, one of many female creators that we've had in this tournament, which is, again, you know, this tournament has been extraordinary this year. We had people from all over the world, literally from South America, Australia, parts of Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, and of course throughout the US. And the fact that we had of that group so many who were female is something that, again, as a founder of this company, someone who started this company for promotion of diversity, I'm so thrilled about that. And it's fitting, therefore, then that Bianca Gonzalez won her group, her match, and this was a kill-to-kill image that she did. Really beautiful, fantastic colors, and she beat, in this case, Travis Mason. I think the last couple here, Ross Manafi Karas won his matchup, and his matchup was really, really nice as well. He produced another Blackjack image. He's a Osamu Tezuka character, a very popular old school manga character, and I really love this image. And he beat his challenger, which is Brandon Davis. And finally, in this group, Manny Beltran had a really, really creative image here. It's Saitama from One Punch Man, and we see that he's taken down many manga characters from Luffy to Naruto to Goku, and we see in the background we get a shout out for one of our characters, White Manga's Sano from Apple Black, as well as I forget the robotic kid's name from One Punch Man, but this was a really clever image, and it beat out a really strong image from Jeff Duvall, aka Frey. So this was the group that emerged from the team Bully Eater. Now from Team Apple Black, we had the following: Martin Patino, who had a really, I love Martin's style. Martin took down Jaquan Parker, and this was a great image of Terra from Teen Titans. Next up was Thomas Watkins. He had a really dramatic image. Just looks like it was painted. Some really effective use of light and color. This is a Star Wars Clone Wars image. And this beat a very talented artist, Chiara Reddy. Next up, we had Helena Quintela Miller. She had a fantastic image here. This is from the TV show Hannibal. This was just an absolutely gorgeous image. It's one of my favorite images in terms of just sheer artistic expression and design. Really like this one. She beat William Collier II. Next up, we had Natalia Gonzalez. She has an image here of Arya Stark from Winterfell from Game of Thrones. And this also had some clever design and some good character work. And she was able to bring some expressionistic ideas. Here, she beat James Dawson, who had a really strong image from Steven Universe. Tiana Hunter won her group. This is an image from also Steven Universe. She won her group. Very talented artist. She beat her Rosa. He was docked some points because he unfortunately did not put the right image in it. You can see in this particular group, this theme here was TV shows, live action and or animated, and he put a video game character in there. Last matchup here was Jared J. Lee, who defeated Philip Bowie. He had a really clever kind of comic book style image here, giving us some dialogue and some real clever kind of emotion here from Stranger Things. If you guys have seen that show, excellent show. So it was a really awesome thing. It also played off of Gravity Falls. So really clever image here. And I think, again, one of the things that you guys will see here is that what we're seeing is we're seeing some really fantastic imagery. In some cases, imagery that is really has a high level expressionism. Other images that are technically very superior, but images that tend to win tend to be the images that also have some clever aspects to them. The third to final group was Team Clock Striker. This is my character. And here we had Sarah Robinson. She had a really attractive image for Kingdom Hearts. You can see Donald and Goofy and the characters from the Japanese video game. This image was really good, and she beat Kamimura Gamble in that. Kuda Machikano won his matchup. He had an image here that really takes several different characters from the video game world. The theme here was video games, and so he took several characters from the video game world, from Master Chief to Metroid or Sheamus to Gears of War, and then ultimately Mega Man. So this was a pretty clever image. Kyron Hopkins defeated Aaron Kilborn with this image here, which was a really neat Mario image here, Mario and Yoshi, which of course is back in the consciousness thanks to the Nintendo Switch. We had another Nintendo related entry here. Jamari Lawson beat Austin Novak with this fantastic image here featuring Sonic, Mega Man. This is a really great image, a really clever image done there. Next up was Zaire Morris. He won his group. He had from the mobile game Transistor. He won his matchup against Barack Sain. William Puker did this really strong Assassin's Creed image, and it was so strong in terms of the defeat to Blaine Plinto, who was his opponent, that he actually sat out a round. And then last but not least, Eli Beard won his matchup here. Eli came in at the last minute. He was a alternate, so he came in as an alternate to take on John Mendoza, because the other artist in that position fell out. So again, this was a really strong team, my team here, and I was quite impressed with the effort that they all put into it on this end. Again, particularly Eli, who came at the last minute and still was able to put together a fantastic image on time and compete readily. The last group here before we get to the winners of round 2, this was Team Saigami. This is one of the, I guess we could say, group of death sort of thing. This was a really difficult group, really difficult group. So this, that's all I can say. This was a extremely difficult group. So many talented people in this group, and so let's see. So yeah, this was just let's see here. CJ Okemwa had this really impressive image here. There's some really great design work. He did have some elements here that he kind of used from other places, but overall, even with some penalties as a result of that, he still had a really strong image here, featuring some great Saturday morning cartoons. Just a fantastic image. He beat Burbik Simeon. Next up was Megumi Talip. She had a fantastic Deadpool image. I mean, a really strong Deadpool image, and she defeated Jose Rodriguez. Guillermo Andazola battle against Mohamed Samsimi. He came through again. I think this is, I'm a huge fan of Guillermo and Andazola's work. From what I've seen in this contest, I mean, it's just got style to it. It's fun. It's a complete sort of work. And while Mohamed Samsimi's work was very avant-garde in terms of just really playing with subtlety of light and not really getting into a lot of heavy line work, that was really good. Robert Burnham's had a tough match, but he came through with this really powerful image of the Incredible Hulk. Kashawn Henry had a really attractive Black Lightning image here. This was a really strong piece. Had a lot of dynamic perspective and just overall feel to it with the energy and so forth. Really good image here. He beat Chang Zheng. Sid Bishnu had a fantastic Batman, pirate version Batman, and he pulled this off excellently. And with this, he was able to defeat Jeremy Levitt. Bailey Boutel had a really strong Batman image, a great perspective shot. Batman leaping off, it looks like even in rain. So just a lot of technical things going on here that were really impressive for many of us. And he was able to defeat Odosa Omayuri. And then last but not least was Michelle Massarola, who had this just exceptional Doctor Strange piece of art, fan art, and she was able to overtake her opponent, which was Christiane Lelev. So this is where we've ended up for round 1. So we then paired everyone off and then got to work with round 2, and we are now going to reveal the round 2 winners. Now, not listed here, so I'm going to do is show the art and give some comments on both pieces of art, and then from there we'll reveal who the winner is. So first up, this is Team Apple Black, and the theme here was Saturday AM. So we start off with Martin Patino, and he had a very strong entry in his first leg of this competition. The second, he chose Apple Black here, and this is one of my favorite images. I love this first image that he did in round 1. I thought that was very impressive, and I feel the same way about this image. I just think that he's got a very subtle art style. He did the Terra from Teen Titans in his first image. He's got a very subtle art style. It's got the right sort of manga look and feel to it. There are some elements here. The background was kind of just kind of thrown together there, but still there's a power in this image that I liked a great deal. His opponent was Thomas Watkins, who had as well a very strong piece in the first round featuring Star Wars Clone Wars. This one has a really unique perspective shot. Sano is leaping from a top position here. Sano from Apple Black has his transportation power, and so he's going up against the enemy here, and it's just a really exciting image. So you got just a really strong technical piece from Martin Patino, and then you've got this piece, which has a lot of elements to it that really give it life. Neither one of these guys have great backgrounds in their work, but as Thomas Watkins did in his first piece of art, he has a real understanding of color, and he really plays with that well in this case to heighten the tension, and then chooses a really great camera angle for this. Whereas just like the Terra image from before in the round one, it's just a really strong piece of character art. It's got a really simple style to it. There's a power and a fluidity to it, even though it's very simple. I love the line work with this. I love the line work with this. The winner is Thomas Watkins. Thomas Watkins, this was a really close battle. Many of our creators were split, but Thomas Watkins did edge it just in terms of popular vote and vote of some of the creators, including White Manga himself. He came in at 77 votes to Martin Patino's 62. So that is that matchup. The next matchup is Nathalia Gonzalez. She had the image last time for Game of Thrones. She's going up against Jared J. Lee. Now, this theme again was Saturday AM for all of these people in Team Apple Black. So this is Saigami. Now, this is a great image of Saigami. She looks a little young here for me. She doesn't quite look like Ayumi from the Saigami comic that we published, but she's got the red hair, she's got the blue eyes, and it's just a really beautiful image. She's got a great smile on her face. Her body proportions are right, assuming that she's portrayed as very young, which is not quite the way Ayumi comes across, but in terms of her presentation of Ayumi, you know, it works. It's the anatomy's right. I love the flowers being in the foreground here. The sky blue. I mean, this is just a really strong image. Her opponent, Jared J. Lee, took a different approach. His approach was more of a comic style approach. So he took something I did here, and this was the kind of inside joke of this is that he put me in the middle of this, which I thought was pretty funny. But in this one, basically, you can see in the first panel, it's taking place in some sort of environment here. It looks like they're going into a facility, so it's got a bit of backgrounds here. And then we see the main characters here, which is Asao from Bully Eater. These are all of our series. Cash from Clock Striker, Turbino from Islanders, and Yumi from Saigami. And they're approaching what I guess is supposed to be me as a black guy in a suit with a dog. The dog looks nothing like my dog, and Lord knows I don't have gray hair. But regardless, he's got looks like a mind-controlled Sano from Apple Black, and so he directs Sano to go attack the guy as they get ready, and then it's a battle where he throws the first punch against Cass. This was a great image. It's a fun image. There's some great use of color here. Every time I looked at it, it was really fun for me because it reminded me, and this was something I could tell as well with Jared's artwork from his first round. It reminded his work is very. I can't think of it. I was trying to think about this the other day. His work reminds me of something. Of an artist. I can't think of the artist it reminds me of. But he's got a very fun, very kid-oriented style to it. And I don't mean kid in the sense that it's kid-like, but I just mean that it's got there's an element to it that is bold where it needs to be, but it's also very accessible to young people. Yes, there's some elements here. There's some aspects of it where the dynamism of some of the action doesn't quite work because the perspective and or the way that he's depicting the action isn't quite as dramatic as I think that he would like it to be, or that it needs to be to really sell the idea of it. But this is one of the things we talk about. What he brings to the table here is so many other elements in terms of color and understanding a bit of perspective, even again, whether or not he's executing it perfectly, but there's some things here that I thought just worked really well. A lot of things here, again, from an amateur standpoint that don't, but a lot of things that do. And we compared that again to the Saigami piece here, which is really accomplished across the board. There's some elements here that, like, some of her fingers don't quite, right, the way her dress kind of trails off. Then again, like I said, if she's been portrayed as a very young person, actually is as a character, then it wouldn't, because again, like, just like her shape just disappears. This is definitely the shape of a child. But that being said, though, there were enough elements here as just a complete image in terms of color and perspective. Again, the perspective of the flowers, they just really nail it so well. The skyline in terms of backgrounds is a that's a background you have to manufacture, and it works. The lighting works. I mean, there's just so many elements here that work really, really well. That this did win. Natalia Gonzalez won. She was a winner with 70 votes. Jared J. Lee came in at 60 votes. This wasn't a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. And again, there were so many elements here that we all liked about Jared's work, but ultimately the winner was Natalia Gonzalez. So congratulations to Natalia. And finally, we have for Team Apple Black, we have this is Helena Quintanilla, and she has an image, again, featuring Saturday AM characters. These are 3 characters, the stars of 2 series, and then a supporting character of a series. On the left, we have a Yumi from Saigami. In the middle, we have a character, I can't think of her name, but she's from Apple Black. That's just, you get you got so many character names and so many things that you can't remember. But she is a major character, but she's a supporting character of Apple Black. And then to the right of her is Cast from Clock Striker. And so I just love the fact that we had an image with 3 young women, and I just thought that was great. And again, it's as someone who started this company to address diversity, both ethnic and gender, in terms of creating major characters and content, this really made me happy just to see it, just because it was just nice to know that we have enough female characters that we can do an image like this. That's great, and we have more and more female creators as well. So I'm really proud of these aspects of it. As we go to her competitor, Tiana Hunter, she had another great image featuring Saturday AM characters. This is kind of like a toy train set, and so we can see here Bully Eater, and we can see Saigami, and we can see Sandor from Apple Black. This was a really fun image. There's some great color here. It definitely evokes the color scheme of these kind of toy train sets that some of us used to have as kids. And I love the perspective here where the front of the train is coming right at you in the corner there. So the train is actually looping around, kind of like those little train sets, because they kind of have the kind of xylophone sort of midsections, where it's kind of just stretchable and you can kind of twist it and turn it and stuff. So this was a really neat image, a lot of color and a lot of fun elements to it in terms of evoking my childhood memories of toy train sets. Technically, of course, in terms of just sheer talent level, in terms of what Helena has, Tiana is not quite at that level. So and I think one of the things as well that kind of hurt here was that the name tags for the characters, there wasn't any effort put on those. So while we have a little bit of a background, a little bit of the grass, a little bit of a building in the distance, the wheels aren't really given any real definition. They look very flat, and then the names weren't even kind of treated with a level of craftsmanship. So they're just kind of handwritten on. It didn't even attempt it for Bully Eater. So this is a neat image, and an image that as an older guy I can appreciate, but it technically wasn't as pronounced as what Helena did. Which Helena's image, it didn't work for me as much because of the color. I think the color here is a little drowned out. It's not as sharp as her original image she did for Hannibal for round 1. But again, there was enough obvious quality here, just in terms of the characters' perspectives and just the kind of sheer fun of the piece. The clothing, kind of sits correctly as it should. Image where we're only looking at 3/4 of the body, or half the body even. Again, there's still enough proportional sense here to see that again, this is Helena's a very talented artist. Again, I would have loved better color schemes here, but nonetheless, this is great. It looks like there was maybe color with Copic, which is in and of itself quite impressive if she did it via that method. Either way, Helena Quintanilla won her matchup against Tiana Hunter. She won with 98 votes versus Tiana Hunter's 30. So this was a pretty decisive victory. So that is Team Apple Black. Let's So we're going to move on next to, we're actually going to, we are going to, no, yeah, we'll do Team Clock Striker next. So Team Clock Striker. So Sarah Robinson, she is an artist from Australia, and she just has a really wonderful style. The theme for my group for round 2 was comic strip. So it could be any comic strip in America or anywhere else around the world. And so people really had carte blanche, as long as it was an actual comic strip and not something that was a comic book or something else that was converted to a comic strip. It had to be something that began life as a comic strip. And so in this case, we have the Peanuts. I've never seen the Peanuts represented. That's cool. These kids look like preteens. We've got the super deformed bodies going away, and instead we've got here just a real kind of lifelike yet still manga and anime-ish sort of tone. We got Snoopy. Didn't see Woodstock, but I think I can make out Peppermint Patty, and that might be Linus, maybe. I'm not sure who that is. And of course, Charlie Brown. Just thought this was a beautiful image. I really love this image. The color, the panels. This is just a design choice, but the panels really just kind of give it, again, that comic strip feel. So this was a really masterful presentation of what March Art Madness rounds and matchups should be. Her opponent was Zaire Morris, and Zaire had a very similar approach. He went with a comic strip format. It's not as uniform, as you can see, as hers was. She had, you know, complete symmetry with the panel layout. Here, Zaire's got panels that are not the same size, panels that don't actually quite correspond to what a newspaper size would be. So this is kind of up and down. You got one panel just bleeds right off the thing. But it is neat. It is featuring the Boondocks, of course. We all know how awesome the Boondocks are. And so this is a really cool little image here at the Boondocks. And we have Huey and Riley, and they're talking about having a dog, and the dog is Marmaduke. So it was a really neat idea. And I did love the fact that with Granddad, we can see that Granddad actually has a lot of the artistic sensibilities that he would have by the original creator of the Boondocks, Aaron McGruder. So I quite like this piece. I think where this fell down is there's just no attempt at backgrounds here, and there's no attempt at really there's an attempt, I'm sorry, of trying to replicate the comic strip dialogue in terms of the visual dialogue, in terms of the panels, you know, side by side. But you know, it looks like it just was given up on, which is a shame, because I thought that this was an actual comic strip where there was an actual joke here told in 5 panels. I think it could have been told in 3 or 4, like most comic strips, but still, this was actually communicating an idea and did it well. What lets it down is some of the attention to detail in the art, and then the fact that the design choice. And if you're going to bring design into your work, then you got to bring design into your work. And this is just such haphazard design. None of the boxes correspond to each other, unlike the Sarah Robinson piece here, where we can see every single panel is symmetrical. They line up correctly in terms of width and height. And even when they're thinner panels, they still add in with the artwork running throughout, including the paper airplane, which actually is breaking free of the panel, which I thought was a really artistic choice that, again, is really beautiful. So without question, Sarah Robinson won this, and she won this pretty much by a landslide. She had 103 votes to Zaire Morris's 26 votes. So this was a pretty clear victory. This one was not a clear victory. This one was really, really tough. Jamari Lawson did a extraordinary and fun piece with his original round 1 image, which was Sonic versus Mario, or Mega Man, sorry. It was a really neat image, had great perspective. This one is a really cool idea. It's Riley and Huey Freeman from the Boondocks, and they're merging and becoming like a Super Saiyan version of it. This is really clever. This was a really cool little piece of art, and it really caught on with so many of our fans, and many of our creators really love this piece as well. There's really not much to say about it. It's a great piece. It's fun. It's creative. It's using all the right ideas that you try to communicate. by taking, this was a comic strip idea, but he took the comic strip idea and added to it his own voice and vision and fan sensibilities to create actual fan art. And so it's like, what if this comic strip then can become like a manga? And so it just was a really brilliant take on it. This was against Eli Beard, who put together this sort of samurai version of Huey Freeman, and this just rocked. I mean, it was a really beautiful image. I don't know if this is watercolor he's working in, but it's got really, really gorgeous color work going on with it. So you've got some gorgeous color work. You've got this sort of Frank Miller heavy black ink tones going on with it. You've seen this style done in several video games. Street Fighter uses recently, Street Fighter 4. I mean, it's a really, really cool technique that he's then employing with this kind of just, kind of straightforward comic strip. This one was a really tough gig. You had Eli Beard, who came in. He did a really basic image, but it was a really technically proficient image his first week, where he came in at the last minute and still got it in on time to defeat John Mendoza for round one, because he was an alternate when one of the creators failed to get their work in on time. So Eli Beard came in last minute, and then he really brought it in this round versus Jamari Lawson, who had a fantastic victory in his first round. This was split right down the middle amongst some of our creators, but the winner of this was indeed Eli Beard, who, again, I think is extraordinary. It's extraordinary. I mean, he came in last minute and has pulled 2 victories. Having been a last minute person, he didn't have much time his first week to really mount a challenge, but he was able to pull it together regardless. Jamari Lawson's piece here got 61 votes. And let me just say real quickly, I think if I had to guess why it worked, I think why it failed to win ultimately, even though it was very narrow, I think I think it was maybe just the color, which was fantastic color, but I think the color just missed out because it's so muted, and not in a negative way. There's still some really powerful color here, but the color here has got a bit of muted mutedness to it. I wonder, had they gone a different route with the color scheme? For example, the bandana and the belt, had they gone with something a bit more vibrant there to make it stand out? Because the color is really strong, but it's just muted in comparison to the winning piece by Eli Beard here, which is not pouring in color. But you take that red, you take that watercolor, and you put it with that background, and you put it with that splatter ink, and it just makes this piece a really artistic-looking piece. Jamari Lawson, 61 votes. Eli Beard, 63 votes. He wins by 2 votes. This was one of the closest races we've had to date. So Eli Beard will be moving on in this March Madness. But both of these guys really killed it, in my opinion. They brought real amazing work. Last but not least is Kuda Machikano. He had a great piece here. His first piece was taking 3 or 4 characters from the video game world and squishing them together. Because the theme here was comic strips, he put together a Calvin and Hobbes piece, which, Calvin and Hobbes is just a perennially gigantic series. So he pulled this together, and this was a really neat piece here with these 2 great characters. I love the way he represented it like it's on brick. It's a really neat piece. His opponent, unfortunately, really didn't mount much of a challenge. Kyron Hopkins came in with this Adventure Time image. Adventure Time is not a comic strip, not to mention Kyron came in late, so he was docked 50 points. So this really was over with before it began. Kuda Machikano won this matchup by a vote of 90 to Kyron Hopkins 19. So this was a pretty big blowout. Okay. Next up is Team Bully Eater. And the theme here is video games. So Dorian Douglas, he participated, of course, in round 1. He had that gorgeous, and I mean absolutely gorgeous, image with Goku from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, you've never seen Goku portrayed in such a sleek, stylish sort of way, and Dorian did that, I thought, in a very highly successful manner. Next up, so this piece here, he's doing a I forget the young man's name. I got so many names in my brain. I'm old, but it's a young kid, Sora, maybe, from Kingdom Hearts. And this again is just another sleek image. This time he goes with a different lighting effect. So we've got a really strong sense of black, and the stance and pose and camera angle being behind him just really gives this image just a level of just really badassness to it. Obviously, there's some things, you know, all these artists are amateurs, so there's some elements here, like the way his arm is holding that key sword doesn't look quite right. Like, I remember that stood out to me, and the minute I saw it, I'm like, that does not look right. Does not look anatomically correct. But you know, it's a metal hand, so what do I know? But it just doesn't look right. But nonetheless, though, in total, the image is strong. It has a real verve to it. Next up is Vinnie Sandens. Vinnie Sandens, he's got a really strong image. This is Dragon Age Inquisitor, the video games, Dragon Age Inquisition. So this is a character from that game, destroying some sort of creature and beast. I can't quite tell if he's pulling something from his mouth or he's using some sort of energy sword, but this piece is moody. It's got just a great sense of the lighting on it. Just really stood out. It's just really strong. I mean, this is a great piece. The monster is probably the weakest part of this, because whereas the character looks like he's slaying the monster seems pretty complete. The armor seems, you know, real, and it's got weight to it, and the lighting effects are really playing off of it. The creature, you can see so many of the sketch lines to with the creature. It's not nearly featuring the level of depth and wholeness that you see in the main character, or even the tree behind it. It just seems like a drawn image there. And so that was where this image really fell apart for me personally, was that you know, when you're doing images like this, you have to let the quality of the artwork has to be from top to bottom. And here, the quality of the art is so strong, from the mood, from the lighting, from the main character, that when you get to the monster and you see elements here that just look kind of still like the ink looks, you know, very obvious. You know, there's no real sense of finality to the inking. It doesn't feel like a whole image. It just looks like kind of like a sketched beast with some light ink work done on it, and it doesn't really sit in the same place as the image of the Inquisitor and the background behind him. And so that really, I think, took away from the image, and I think that's what gave the edge to Dorian Douglas here, who's got just a more complete style. His line work is exceptional. Dorian wins this group, not by a huge margin, but he did win the 76 to Vinnie Sandens 67. Next up, we have Ross Manafi Karas, and Ross did that beautiful blackjack image at the start. Ross, just to me, has a really cartoony style. This was one of my favorite pieces in this round. You know, this is like Evil Luigi. You've got, you know, I never played the video game, but he's kind of like in time and space or something like that, I guess. But he's kind of in this very kind of super villain mode. You know, he's got lightning bolts and stuff crackling. There's something going on in the background, kind of like a black hole vortex. The lighting here is fantastic because it's getting appropriate lighting coming from the lightning. Even his eyes have this certain glow to it. This looks painted. I mean, this is such a strong, complete image. It's got like a paint element to it. I just, you know, I don't know where to go with just how complete this image is. It's so strong and so good. It's just a great piece. And so I really love this image. It's one of my favorite images of this round from this group. His opponent is Bianca Gonzalez. Now, Bianca's original work, if I remember correctly, I gotta look it up here again. Bianca, original work, she did the, let's see. Bianca, what did you do originally? She did the, wow, I can't remember what Bianca did originally. Crap, I'm gonna find it here eventually, folks. Sorry about that. It's on my brain now. Now I have to find it. Oh, she did that awesome Kill the Kill image, right? She did the awesome Kill the Kill image. So painting is certainly something that she's got down. And so again, if Ross Manafi Karas, who did that beautiful blackjack image before, painted this piece with Evil Luigi, which I think he did, I'm not 100% sure. This was a really perfect, and we put these matchups randomly, folks. So this was a really perfect matchup because Bianca does great paint work. And so you had two really awesome artists going at it in their matchup with paint. Bianca's piece here, really strong, very attractive. This is I believe a Final Fantasy character. I'm not 100% sure. I know one of our artists knew who it was. I did not know who it was, but it's a really strong piece here. One of the things that made this so tough to me, for my vote at least, was that one of the things I noticed from the get-go from both of these was the nose. I thought the nose was definitive in both cases. Here we can see she doesn't have like a little dimple nose. She's got a bit of a larger nose. She's got a larger sort of nose here. So anyway, this is a really cool piece here. I love the way that it came across. The lighting in both cases are strong. In the background, there's some stuff going on there as well. So it's a really interesting piece here. But for me personally, I was a big fan of Ross Monofi-Karas's work here. I just thought there was the cartoony element here. There's something about it really grabbed me, and it really stuck with me. And I loved as well the attempt at the ship here, or whatever this is over here to the side. But popular vote won here. So Bianca Gonzalez wins this round, wins this matchup. She had a total of 83. Whereas Ross Monofi-Karas for this fantastic Luigi image got 56. So even with my powerful vote, Bianca won this, and rightfully so. This is a fantastic image. It's got some great color with it. Beautiful paint. I believe she painted this. Beautiful painting job. The background's really unique. This is just a really strong image. I like this a great deal. Next up was Manny Beltran. Manny Beltran had a great image in round one that he was able to use to advance to the next round, and that was that image was a let's see here. That's right. He had the One Punch Man image where he had Saitama beating all these other enemies. So that was a really just fantastic image that he did. This time he went with Zelda. And this is a really beautiful and attractive Zelda image. It's really neat. I like the image a great deal. And this was just, some great color here. It looks like there's some sort of maybe battle or activity that happened because you got flame and stuff happening in the background. So this is Link and Zelda. And you can see her castle in the background. You see the kind of war and destruction on the left side. I gotta admit something. I've never been a big Zelda fan. I've never understood the appeal of Nintendo to begin with. They just seem too childish to me. But nonetheless, this image I thought was a beautiful image. I really personally like this image a great deal. It was really strong. Let's see. Let's see here. So next up is. Next up we have Toby Whaley's image. And Toby Whaley had that fantastic battle from the first one with it was crap. It was trying to remember who this was. It was he did the first one with that Tezuka retrospective, so it was really great. So this one is Chainsaw. I forget the name of it. Chainsaw something is the name of this video game. And here, we just get this girl, popping in. It's got a bit of ecchi going on with us seeing her undergarments. But again, I've seen Toby's work now a couple of times, and there are all sorts of things with Toby's work that shouldn't work. Some of his anatomy doesn't work. Some of his aspects between his arms and stuff don't quite work. Yet on the flip side, yet somehow it still has some energy and some excitement. It reminds me of a comment that Todd McFarlane made years ago. And Todd McFarlane had made this comment that essentially what ends up happening is that you have these scenarios, you have these issues where creators end up coming in, and the mistakes that they make are what actually make them end up being. Sorry, it's my iPhone. The mistakes that creators make, the mistakes is what make them successful artists, because it's the things that kind of mess up that make them successful. So this was an interesting thing here. I really enjoyed this aspect of her work, of his work. I mean, Toby's work. I thought it's strong. It's vibrant, and Manny Beltran, really brought it with his Zelda piece. But yet it's still just, if I had to guess why the two didn't work, so I would say here, even though I love the color here and I love the perspective of the shot and everything, I think it probably has to do with the way it's, in the sense that you have here close-up shot, so there's no real telling here of just how good the body work could be with the characters, and plus there's an element here with her hand. It doesn't quite match up with the size of their faces. Her hand is so super small in comparison to her face and his head, and so it just, there's probably some, if this were to put the camera to be pulled out, there potentially some real anatomy problems here. But as I said, there are a lot of anatomy issues as well in the case of Toby Whaley, yet it works. Yet, he's able to, the way he does is able to hide things. I think the arms here are too long. The way she's holding that chainsaw doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it worked. Regardless, Toby Whaley was the winner here. He got 88 votes. Manny Beltran got 57 votes. Now, last but not least, we come down to the final round here, and this is the final team. Sorry, is Team Saigami, and this one is what we call kind of the group of death, because this is just such a powerful collection of creators. You wouldn't believe it. This is a really astonishing group of talented creators. Tokyo Ghoul fan art here. This the theme for this group, by the way, was manga. So in this particular group here, you have Tokyo Ghoul, and you had this Ken Kaneki and the characters who make up the world of Tokyo Ghoul. Really, really strong work here. I mean, really strong work here. This was just exceptionally strong work by Michelle Massarolo. She did a fantastic Doctor Strange piece the first round. She pulled it in. She did it, knocked it out of the park. This was just an excellent piece of art. There's really nothing I can say about it. She went up against Sid Bishnu, who had the Pirate Batman in round one, and this was a fantastic, fun image. I wasn't quite sure what Goku's got there on the left side. He's like holding a TV, or I don't know if that's a wannabe iPad type device, but this was a really fun image. The image of Luffy evoked the image that we've seen before from Ichiro Oda. Also there's Naruto, so kind of your big three characters here, and it's just a note saying it's swim time. This is a really fun image. This didn't quite hold up against Michelle Massarolo's work. There's a lot of technical issues here with this particular image. I love the call out saying it's swim time, yet there's nothing that really shows that there's water behind there. We just kind of got this bland background, this kind of filter put on a background to evoke that the blue, I guess, is supposed to be water, but it really doesn't necessarily present that. We have some really weird anatomy issues going on with Goku. I don't know what's going on with his leg there. I'm sure he's supposed to be flying, perhaps, but again, there's still some perspective there. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The Naruto image, it was fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. It doesn't really capture, I think, a lot of fluidity. Like his eye is so massive in comparison to the squint he's doing on the other side that his face looks a little awkward. It's a fun piece. There's no question of the fun aspect to it, and the colors work a lot, but there's still a lot of issues in this regard. Again, when you compare this to Michelle Massarolo, there's not much of a comparison here. One thing I will say is that I was surprised. I was a bit surprised because, well, I don't think you can compare it. I was surprised that, frankly, there were so many people who came out to vote that Sid got a lot of votes. But Michelle Massarolo won this group easily still. 175 votes for Michelle Massarolo's Tokyo Ghoul image here to Sid Bishnu's 89 for his swim time. Next up is Guillermo Andazola. Guillermo, was came in, and he again, his first image, the Batman image, was so fun. It was so fun. It was one of my favorite images for round one, and this is my favorite image of round two. I've never seen One Piece look this good. I mean, this is evocative. It's just haunting. It's beautiful. It's simple. It's got a very cartoonish style to it. It's so good. It's so good. It is so good that I don't know what to say. It's just great. It's just really, really, really good stuff. I mean, everything about this image is great. The color, and this is kind of like Mobius. I didn't say that last time because his Batman image was so close up and it was so cartoony. But this one is so serious and so strong. It has such a sense of kind of melancholy to it, even though One Piece is such a fun series. I've never seen One Piece look this good. I swear Oda should hire Guillermo and Zola. This is a great piece. I really like this piece. His opponent was CJ Okinwa, who did a fantastic image the first week that was really colorful, and just the design work on it alone was so attractive. And this piece is equally fun. Here he's got, it's kind of like merging the best of Shonen Jump. You've got, but it's not quite all Shonen Jump. You've got just Shonen characters. So here you've got Naruto and Goku kind of represent the key pieces here. And we see their headshots at the very top. We see their main bodies here in the middle. But then on the right side, you get Gintama. You've got, I forget the guy's name from the captain from Seven Deadly Sins. I don't know who that is at the very bottom because he's just blocked off altogether. Maybe that's Sasuke. I don't know who that is. Then you also have covered up that you've got Natsu from Fairy Tail. Then you've got Saitama from One Punch Man, and then Luffy from One Piece. Really, really colorful, fun, technically proficient image. There's some aspects in terms of anatomy and body work that don't sync up exactly, but they also don't destroy the piece. This is a really strong piece. I think, again, I love the Guillermo piece. I just, without question, I love the Guillermo piece. Where this piece to me fell apart a little bit was in the fact that, again, if you start to nitpick it, then you look at some of the anatomy things that don't quite make a lot of sense, or they just are not at the level that they could be. Even though, again, I think CJ Okinwa will get there. I don't think there's any question he'll get there. But then you look at the bottom of this, and it's like, why have characters cut off? Like, I don't understand why you'd even draw those characters there to have them cut off like that. There's something there that just bothered me from a design standpoint. Again, sometimes you cannot be the world's best artist, but you can have some really strong artistic sensibilities, and that's the thing I would suggest. But in this particular moment, this is a case where some of the design sensibilities don't just quite stack up. They don't quite fit, but I still really like this piece. Regardless, the winner here was Guillermo and Zola. He came in with 150 votes to CJ Okinwa's 113 votes. Next up was a shocker for me. It wasn't a shocker, actually, but this one was hands down the Jamari Lawson. And Jamari, I see your note, and I'll address that in a minute, but you're pulling something incorrectly there. The Jamari Lawson Eli Beard piece matchup. This one was equally tough. Equally tough, because this one you've got a similar sort of challenge. You've got two amazingly talented creators. You've got two really strong pieces of art, and it just comes down to which one people like the most. This one has, whereas the Jamari Lawson and Eli Beard came down to having to bring in staff and other people to vote. This one was not that. This one, even if we all preferred one of these creators, the vote totals, the legitimate vote totals, were dramatic, just dramatic. So this is a One Punch Man image going up against My Hero Academia. It's All Might versus Saitama. It's got a really unique perspective. It's got fantastic comic book symmetry to it. It's got a fantastic theme and concept in the sense of these two series going at it. I wish perhaps he had done done the One Punch Man the full version of All Might versus the damaged version of All Might, but still just a fantastic image. I mean, for me, just alone, just the fact that this dares to actually have two perspectives going on in terms of headshots, and then the central perspective. It's got great speech bubbles and so forth. The clash of that fist in the middle, and then like the little rainbow halo thing going in the middle of it. The boom sound effect. Like this was just such the breaking of the ground, which Jared J. Lee did also, which I thought was great. The breaking of the ground from the Titanic, but this was so good. It was such a great image. He went up against Bailey Butel, had that fantastic Batman image, and put together this mostly sketch oriented. This is heavy line work, but this is Karaptika from Hunter x Hunter. It took me a minute to figure out who this was, but it's Karaptika from Hunter x Hunter. And so this one was a interesting deal. This was really, really, really interesting because it's Karaptika. So yeah, this one was interesting. I don't really know what else to say about it. This one was interesting. This was beautiful. It was haunting. If you know the character, it was really haunting, because you know what he went through, how his story plays out in Hunter x Hunter. He's holding the jar with the eyeball, and this is such a great piece. The perspective of the chain coming forward. So you've got, the headshots are all like proficient. A lot of times, again, we see people do headshots because they can't draw. They can't really draw, anatomy very well, full body shots. But they'll do the headshots, and even the headshots will not be great because the headshots will be deformed in some way. This had great headshots. This had great imagery. This had a fantastic central piece of character art. The character art is 100% accurate to the character. The chain breaks the plane from a great perspective shot. The mooding is great. The lighting is fantastic. It's all sketched. It's not really heavily, it's not like finished line work. So again, this is a different take artistically, a different style of art. And we'd go up this versus the very clean work of Robert Burnham's, where we've got some really great color work going on. We've got perspective shots. You got all this stuff. All that being said, Bailey Butel won this, and won this by a landslide. I mean, it wasn't even close how much he won this by. And this was just, to me, astonishing. Like, this was astonishing because this was, again, like the Jabari Lawson and Eli Beer piece, those artists were so good. Their work was so talented. It could have gone either way. Like, you were like, oh, I could vote for either one of these because they're both really good pieces. This was the same deal here. Like, both these pieces were great, but the Bailey Butel just won it outright, and I'm astonished. I'm astonished because I thought it would have been a lot closer to that. It's not that I want Bailey to win or Robert to win. I'm agnostic on that level, but I would have thought that these two images would have competed better. They would have been more of a head-to-head battle than what it came out to. And so this is one of those examples, kids, where it all comes down to what you choose and how you choose it and where you go from there, because it is just one of those things where it's so tight, it's so tough to try to figure out exactly how to make some of these things work. It's extraordinary. So there you go. It was interesting. That's all I can say. It's interesting. Next up is this is a Full Metal Alchemist piece that she did. And this is a really extraordinary Full Metal Alchemist piece that she did. It was just fantastic. She did, in the first round, she did the Deadpool image, which was one of the best pieces of character art we had. I mean, just sheer character art that we had in the entire round one. This one continues that. This is a great Edward, a great Alphonse. In my opinion, not as strong as the Deadpool piece in terms of just sheer character work, but in terms of the execution of the color with this is fantastic. Now, I had a bit of concern with the Edward, with the Alphonse piece. I mean, because the armor didn't look appropriately metal and shiny. This looked a little too clean, looked a little too modern, frankly. I don't know if the electricity is causing it, but it shouldn't cause it to color that much. But it was a strong piece. It's Sean Henry, who had a really strong Black Lightning piece, and this is a Mike Guy piece. And this is a really interesting Mike Guy piece because this is him in his form where he's going into his moth mode or whatever. The perspective here is so dynamic. It's so dynamic. The color is so dynamic. So dynamic that that's all you can say. It's extraordinary. It's just absolutely extraordinary. So the challenge, I think you would say with this piece, is that the color work here is so strong. The perspective here is so strong that there's an element here though where I do look at this and I wonder, you know, is it anatomically correct? And you know, when you look at it, because the color is so vibrant, it's hard to tell exactly what's going on with that, with the chest and the torso and all that stuff. It's like it's hard for me to tell if that's accurate. It just looks like this looks like an extra piece of stomach fat on the left side of his stomach, because that seems a bit weird to me in terms of how it's jutting out. I don't take nothing away from the quality of the work. It's super strong. For me, that was the part where I didn't vote for it, because I didn't, you know, it struck me as being such a powerful image, such an in-your-face image, that it was hard to know if you stripped away all the color and all the kind of bombast, if the image by itself would actually be strong. But there's no question the perspective, the creative use of the color is just dynamic and vibrant and excellent. And then we compare that to just a very confident and assured work of Megumi Tao. This is a case very similar to the previous case I just mentioned with Jamari Lawson and Eli Beard. Megumi Tao wins this one just by like 3 votes. It was 127 to 124 for Sean Henry. Our creators who came in to break some of the ties here, it was split. It was a straight up split. And so that's where we are. So the winner of this matchup is Megumi Tao over Kashan Henry. So let me take a moment. I'm going to talk about what's next. Now, if you lost, just hold your horses. We're going to talk about what's next here. So just hold tight, and let me give a station break here, folks. This is Comic Draw, and this is the app that we are partnered with. If you click the link on our March Madness page, you'll be taken to their webpage. I want to talk to you guys a minute about Comic Draw, because this is a serious piece of hardware and software, or serious piece of software, sorry, for creating comics. Now, I've been a fan of PLASQ, the developer, for some time, for several years now. They're the award-winning developer behind a software called Comic Life. Comic Life is a software that I use to letter many of the comics that we create: Clock Striker, Islanders, Must Sight of America, and so on. It's a fantastic tool for writing, guys. It's an absolutely fantastic tool for writing. If you want a letter, I mean, it's got well over 30 different fonts. It's got a variety of speech bubble patterns that you can utilize, from whisper to thought bubble. It's easy to apply. And the best part is that you can do this on your desktop, your PC, or you can do it on your iPad or your iPhone. It's completely agnostic. You're not going to find a better piece of software to professionally letter your work than Comic Life from PLASQ. And you can get it for $4.99 on your iPad or your iPhone, or you can get it for $20, or I'm sorry, for $29.99 for your PC or Mac. And of course, on your PC or Mac, it has more capabilities to it. But I want to now talk about Comic Draw. The reason we partnered with PLASQ for March Art Madness is because we love PLASQ, and they've got a brand new software they just launched called Comic Draw. Now, this is a whole different ball game from Comic Life, because whereas Comic Life allows you to import your JPEG images and be able to create your lettering directly on those pages in a professional format, and you can do it completely agnostic of systems. If you want to, you know, if you're on the go, you can do it on your iPad, you can do it on your iPhone, or you can do it on your desktop or PC. With Comic Draw, this is only iPad. Awesome that is. The fact that it's only iPad means that now you've got an iPad mini, an iPad Pro, or just a standard iPad, and you can go on with an Apple Pencil, and you can actually not just letter your work, folks, but you can draw, you can ink, you can color your work and completely create a comic from start to finish. There's even aspects there where you can import your script. You can do this also in Comic Life. You can import a script and be able to actually take apart the elements that you need to create content. We talk a lot today about perspective. There's a perspective guide in there that helps you frame your page image in the right way. This is one of the most powerful pieces of software I've seen for creating comics. And here's the best part. It's only 20 bucks. So now you can create your comic using traditional using traditional paper and pencils, and I certainly recommend that method. This is the method that most of our creators use. But of course, then you got to have a scanner. If you're looking for a complete software solution for creating comics, Comic Draw. You can go to a lot of other places. You can go to Adobe for InDesign. You can go to Smith Micro for Manga Studio. You can go to a Wacom tablet. But if you've got an iPad that allows you to watch movies, TV shows, so on and so forth, you can do all of that, and you can enjoy Comic Draw. And Comic Draw, just 20 bucks. So they are official sponsor of our event. And here's what makes such a big deal. The reason why that's such a gigantic deal, folks, is that when you let me turn off the camera there. When you stop sharing the screen there and I show you guys me, I can show you that this is what you win. You win an iPad. You will win an iPad Pro, a brand new iPad Pro. You'll also get the Comic Draw app. See that Comic Draw app up there in the corner? Let's see. There we go. Comic Draw app. There we go. Come on up. Dang it. Come on up, Comic Draw app. There we go. Wow. That Comic Draw app doesn't want to launch. There you go. So you get the Comic Draw app, and you can actually create content in there. You also get this handy doodle right here. You get the iPad, the Apple Pencil. So you'll get both of these things for being the grand prize winner of the Saturday AM March Art Madness Contest 2017. That's how big the stakes are, folks. So again, we're Saturday AM. We do cool stuff like Apple Black and Clock Striker and Bully Eater and Saigami. We do cool things like all these cool characters and so forth. We discover artists from all over the world. We got a lot of people who want to try to do what we do. In fact, there's quite a few of them making noise now. It's great. We welcome them in. But we've been doing this for quite a while. And again, we want to try to help creators discover the opportunities that they have in creating comics and creating web comics and so forth. And so again, please check out PLASQ. Go to www.plasq.com. Check out their software suite, guys. I've been doing this for many years. I can tell you right now, there are certainly some powerful software out there. There's some well-recommended software out there. They're all more expensive than PLASQ software. Most of them don't have the level of acuity that you can basically utilize all these services on your tablet, your mobile device. Check it out. You got nothing to lose with that. And if you are someone participating in March Art Madness, we're giving away free codes every single week. So every single week, we're giving away a code for a creator to be able to use for their desktop, their PC, their Apple iPad or iPhone. So we're giving away lots of stuff. Now, let me go back here to the screen. Let me talk about something important here, and that is where we are. So with March Art Madness, we have now completed round 2. Now, we had a couple people who didn't make it to the next round. And then we had a couple people who were in some really, really, really tight battles. So let me, as always the case, the first round 1, we had some creators who, came in at us and they had their friends and family voting for them and were behaving in ways that were, I understand the desire to want to win an iPad. I get it. It's a $1,000 system, and we're giving it away. And so we're very proud of that. Not many companies are creating content like Saturday AM, and damn sure none of them are doing things like pilot manga, test flights, and or March Art Madness. But just because we're doing some really big things doesn't mean that we want people to behave in ways that are creators. So we saw this last week. We saw people in round 1 attacking other creators just so they could get more votes, and that's not the way to do that. That's not the way to do that. And so in this case as well, when we've got tight battles and we have to bring in our staff and people to vote, you know, don't get upset or get confused because you're like, well, I saw the thing and I had a higher vote score a little while ago. First of all, we scrutinize the list after we close these votes out. So as I indicated last week, let me remind people that that we vote as well, and our votes hold more water. So as I said, in many of these cases, in the case particularly about Robert Burnham's, there are some times where, you know, it doesn't matter if we all voted as a block for a creator. The vote totals are so extreme. They blow out the competition so incredibly that it doesn't even make a difference. There are other aspects where we look at creators. We look at people who are doing votes that don't seem to add up correctly. And so we penalize people for votes from there. So all I'll say in this case is that, again, you know, where there were tight votes, we brought our creators in to vote, but our creators were split. In every single case, our creators were split. Eli Beard, Jamari Lawson, our creators were split. Although more of them were for Eli Beard, our creators were split. In the case of Megumi Talib, our creators were split. You know, it was split across the board. In the case of Megumi Talib and Kashawn Henry. So again, you know, again, we're giving away a big device. We're giving away something really impressive. We're proud of that fact. We're proud of the support you guys are giving us with this competition. But don't be what they call a sore loser in that regard. You know, this is about being professional, about having community, about supporting each other. And conversely, again, like I said, we're giving away prizes every single week for individuals who don't make it. Now, with all that being said, let me now put some good news out there. Not that that's bad news, but let me put some good news out there. So here's where we are. Because we had people fall out of round one, and because we had William Puker, for example, sit out round two just because it was causing some balance issues in round three, or round two, that is, then we are at a bit of a weird positioning for the competition, meaning that we are slightly behind where we want to be so we can get the semifinal stage by the end of, let me see here, let me make sure I've got this correct. Because our goal is to have our championship between the top two participants. We intend to have that by by the 31st, that is. So yeah, we intend to have that by the 31st. So right now, we're kind of entering into our quarterfinal stage, and then we'll get to our semifinal stage on the 20th, which we should be entering into. We should have our semifinalists by the 24th. Voting completed by the 24th. So we need to speed that up because we need to basically be having our semifinalists enter into competition by the 20th, and then from there we have our finale. So what we're going to try to do in this case is we're going to put together for round three. We're going to do something totally different. We're going to take the top participants from this round two, including those who narrowly missed out, because that would balance out with William Puker coming back. That actually balances out the scales, so we have a complete number of people on all sides. So we're going to put together a open round three. So it's going to work a little differently. What we're going to do is, in the private group that we've got for our March Art Madness participants, we're going to assign numbers to folks. We're going to assign numbers to them. Once we assign numbers to you, if you did succeed or you were close in losing, such as Jamari Lawson and Kashawn Henry, then we're going to assign numbers to everybody who makes it to round three. And then all I can tell you right now is that you will be drawing. Well, I can tell you basically what's going to happen. You're going to be drawing as this is called March Art Madness. March Madness begins officially at 5:30, and in about 27 minutes, we begin the learning, what they call Selection Sunday. We begin learning what schools are going to be in the tournament for March Madness, which is where we got our name from. March Madness is the gigantic basketball NCAA tournament. All the college teams, it's kind of like the World Cup or like UEFA Champions League, but with all the colleges and the basketball program, men and women's basketball programs that they have. My alma mater, UNC's in there, for example. So guys, this was what's going to happen because the colleges are such a big deal, and because NCAA and basketball is such a big deal here in the United States. We are going to basically, you guys are going to be drawing and of the schools that you're given. So you're going to be given a school, you're going to draw the mascot, and you're going to get extra votes. So you're going to get votes like you would now between our group of people and the fans out there who vote, but you're also going to get bonus votes if the team who you've been assigned wins their round. So just again, March Art Madness, 64 teams will compete in March Art Madness. You will be assigned a number that will correspond to one of those teams. You will have to choose one of those teams to draw their school mascot. And depending on the quality of your work, the creativity of your work, you will get votes from the people who vote when we open up the voting. You will get votes from our staff and creators. But you will get bonus votes if the team whose mascot you draw wins their game this coming week. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called throwing the gauntlet down. People are trying to do Saturday AM Digital Magazine. They're trying to launch their own version of Saturday AM Digital Magazine. I say, bring it. I come from corporate America. I love competition. Bring it. Those people who want to do a March Art Madness, I'm sure they will try to do something similar to this. Well, they're not going to be doing something like that. March Art Madness will tie in with the official March Madness here in the United States, NCAA college basketball, 64 teams. You will be assigned a mascot team. You got to create some fantastic, creative, kick-ass artwork. Hopefully get great votes, get people out to vote for you, get our team, hopefully they want to vote for you. And then from there, the added benefit is if your team wins, you get added votes. Now that is called revolutionary. So that's it, everybody. That is it. So again, I want to give a shout out to the winners outright of the competition this week, starting with Team Apple Black. Thomas Watkins won, starting with Thalia Gonzalez won, Helena Quintanilla won, Sarah Robinson won from Team Clock Striker, Eli Beard won, Kuda Machikano won. For Team Bullet Eater, Dorian Douglas won, Bianca Gonzalez won, Toby Whaley won. Going with Team Saigami, Michelle Massarello won, Guillermo Andazola won, Bailey Boutel won, and Megumi Talib won. Now, we're going to be looking at those vote totals again, making sure we get everything together. I'll be uploading the vote totals, the finished page. I'll be uploading that within the next 2 hours onto our website, so you guys can see the votes and see the total votes and all those things for yourselves. I will say again that in the many of the people who were close in votes will continue. So you can expect to see Kashawn Henry in this next really interesting round. Kashawn Henry and Jamari Lawson and potentially some other people. We'll see if they all make it out. We'll see who all makes it into this next round. It could be more people than that, but certainly those three. William Puker returns, and it's going to be a bloodbath, folks. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath in this next round, because the NCAA college basketball is no joke. If you do not know what it is, I suggest you look it up on the old YouTube box, because it is. It doesn't matter who you have. Teams that should not win will win. Teams that you think can't possibly win will win at the last minute buzzer beater. It will make you a fan of college basketball, and if I can do that, damn it, I figure that's a job well done. So again, really excited about this next round, really excited about the quality of talent that we have. If you did not win this round, you very well may be in the next round still. Hold tight and wait until we officially announce everything Monday morning, but we'll have some things put together tonight for you to see, and if possible, we'll have the information as to the blocks you'll be in, so that you'll have some clue as to what your team will be. But you'll discover that you'll discover all those things tomorrow morning, including the groups you'll be in, the new sort of group structure you'll be in tomorrow morning by 8 a.m. All right. So again, I want to thank everyone for supporting March Madness, March Art Madness. This is Saturday AM, Frederick Jones, founder and publisher of the digital magazine. Please support us. If you go to this page, you're going to see a lot of cool little ads here. You can have your ad here, folks. See, it says advertise with Saturday AM, audience that supports indie creators. Our audiences support indie creators. They ask us to subscribe to our little digital magazine. So if you want to impress them, put your ad here during March Madness. We're going to have tremendous opportunities to advertise with March Madness. You can also advertise in the digital magazine that we do. Unlike any other group out there, we publish 20 issues a year. We're at issue 63. Issue 64 comes out next weekend. You're not going to find anyone who's that consistent. We're doing really hard work here, folks. And if you want to get into that, instead of just having us publish your comics, then please put yourself out there, advertise with us. You can have a cool ad like this from Jeff Duvall with Inlock. He's got a great little web comic he paid, and he's got an ad sitting right there, and that's between all these great comics, a great piece of artwork. Our own Bully Eater's got an ad here, and then of course we've got the comic draw ad on here. We've got some more ads coming, but if you want to be in there, folks, again, the real estate runs out, so make sure you purchase your ad today. The prices are pretty damn good, so don't just sit on the sidelines. Get involved. That's it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be back. We'll have more stuff coming soon.